Hello everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome back to Library Trivia with your host, Doug. So happy to have you all here today. I've got 3 more rounds of trivia for you. As usual, it's been a pretty crazy week, and what better way to relax and chill out, take your mind off things with 3 rounds of trivia. As usual, 8 questions each. I'm going to go ahead and read you all the questions and let you pause the video or do what you need to do before I give you the answers. So we're going to start off with something fun and light-hearted. It's musicals based on movies. So I need to know the answer to these questions. For example, number 1, It's Alive. This Mel Brooks film, a monster hit in 1974, has been galvanized into a musical. This Mel Brooks film turned musical 1974. Number 2, like Hairspray, the musical Cry Baby is based on a film by this highly unconventional director, the director of Hairspray and Cry Baby. Number 3, this musical based on a Tina Fey high school comedy. A musical based on this Tina Fey high school comedy. All right, number 4. Chip is a chip off the old teapot in this musical based on a Disney film. I'll give you a hint, it's not The Lion King, if that's helpful. Number 5. This 1980 film was set at the New York High School for Performing Arts. A TV show, reality show, and musical followed. A 1980 film that went on to be adapted multiple times. All right, number 6. Practically Perfect is one of the new songs written for the stage version of this 1964 Julie Andrews movie. A stage version, Practically Perfect, one of the songs. All right, number 7. Nearly 15 years after Kevin Bacon got a town dancing, this musical debuted on Broadway in 1998. A musical, Kevin Bacon, dancing. All right, number 8. A fair-haired law student is the heroine of this musical based on a 2001 Reese Witherspoon film. You all know it. You all love it, right? How can you not? Okay, round 2. Round 2, I'm going to call it Dreams of Summer because it's summer related, but it's now November, and I'm just starting to get the first pangs of sadness thinking about summer not being here for a while. But it won't last long because I love the fall. But anyway, here we go. Number 1, in the Northern Hemisphere, Vega, Altair, and Deneb, 3 of these make up the summer triangle in the Northern Hemisphere. Vega, Altair, and Deneb. What are they? All right, number 2. The fortune recovered in this Robert Louis Stevenson tale belonged to the long-dead Captain Flint. Okay, number 3. This object is the S in SPF, which should be at least 30 in the stuff you slather on your skin. The S in SPF. All right, number 4. At the end of Moby Dick, this ship sinks and Ishmael is the lone survivor. I think we have some summer reading stuff in here, is why we have some literary questions. The end of Moby Dick, this ship sinks and Ishmael is the lone survivor. Spoilers. Number 5. A deep ravine that's often dry in the summer. It shares its name with a Grand Dam in Washington State. Another name for a deep ravine that's often dry in the summer. Okay, number 6. To start this Shakespeare play, Theseus says, "Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace." This Shakespearean play. All right, number 7. In the Northern Hemisphere, the summer one of these is on June 21st or 22nd, the longest day of the year. In the Northern Hemisphere, the summer one of these. All right, number 8. Her last two major novels, Northanger Abbey and Persuasion, were published posthumously. Her last two major novels, the author of Northanger Abbey and Persuasion. Okay, round 3, all about transportation, moving around, getting some kinetic energy flowing. Number 1, it takes about 8 hours to sail through this man-made waterway that links the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It takes 8 hours to sail through it. What is it? Okay, number 2, Karl Probst designed an Army recon vehicle in just 2 days in 1940. We now know it better as this, a more readily available version of it. Army recon vehicle designed by Karl Probst in 1940. Okay, number 3, in 1785, Congress began mail service using this horse-drawn carriage. Horse-drawn carriage. Okay, number 4, an aircraft that can take off and touch down on water or land is called this, which is also another class of animal, a term used to describe this. Okay, number 5, it was Thor Heyerdahl's mode of transportation for getting from Peru to Polynesia in 1947. A mode of transportation, a type of transportation used by Thor Heyerdahl to go from Peru to Polynesia. All right, number 6, this mode of transportation can be traced back to a motorized toboggan built by Carl Eliasson in 1924. A mode of transportation that can be traced back to a motorized toboggan. All right, number 7, these were nicknamed blubber ships. This type of vessel, a blubber ship. All right, number 8, directional axis of odd-numbered interstate highways. I thought this one was kind of cool. I did not know it worked this way. The directional axis of odd-numbered interstate highways with odd numbers. If I wasn't clear by saying it like 4 times. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and read you the answers. So go ahead and pause, go back, re-listen, re-watch, do whatever you need to do, because here we go. Musicals, It's Alive, the Mel Brooks film turned into a musical, Young Frankenstein, one of my favorite movies, and the director of Hairspray and Crybaby, John Waters, also 2 great movies. 3, Tina Fey high school comedy turned musical, Mean Girls, and Chip from the Disney film, Beauty and the Beast. I mean, come on. 1980 film set at the New York High School for Performing Arts, Fame, later turned into a TV show, reality show, and musical. And Practically Perfect, one of the new songs from the stage adaptation of Mary Poppins. And Kevin Bacon turned Footloose, the film Footloose, turned into a musical, Broadway, 1998. And there is a musical based on an adaptation of Legally Blonde, the Reese Witherspoon film. All right, and Dreams of Summer, Northern Hemisphere, Vega, Altair, and Deneb are stars, the Summer Triangle. And the Robert Louis Stevenson tale, The Treasure Belonging to Long Dead Captain Flint, this is Treasure Island. And the S in SPF, Sun Protection Factor, Sun. And the ship that sank in Moby Dick, the Pequod. And the deep ravine that's often dry in the summer also shares its name with a dam in Washington. This is a coulee, And Shakespeare play with Theseus and Hippolyta, Midsummer Night's Dream. And the Northern Hemisphere, the summer one of these on June 21st or 22nd, the solstice, summer solstice. And the author of Northanger Abbey and Persuasion, Jane Austen, of course. And transportation, the man-made waterway that links the Atlantic and Pacific is the Panama Canal. And Karl Probst designed the Jeep, or an Army recon vehicle in 1940, later adapted into the Jeep. And in 1785, Congress began mail service using a horse-drawn carriage, maybe better known as a stagecoach, and an aircraft that can take off and touch down on land and water is amphibious. And Thor Heyerdahl, he got from Peru to Polynesia on a raft, So a raft, or the Kon-Tiki, which was the name of the raft. And I saw a recreation of it. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's a raft. That's a long way to go on what's essentially some logs strapped together. And a motorized toboggan built by Carl Eliasson in 1924 went on to essentially become the snowmobile, is what I was looking for. And blubber ships, better known as a whaler, like the Pequod is a whaler. And the directional axis of odd-numbered interstate highways north-south, like I-5. Kind of cool, huh? So thank you so much for joining me this evening for Saturday Trivia with Doug at the Tualatin Public Library. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope everyone stays safe and happy and healthy and warm, and I will be back next week for more. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.